Welcome back to Recap. The movie begins with a girl walking through a forest and hearing strange noises from creatures chasing her. She tries to run and escape but falls to the ground. The girl then looked at her stomach and found it to be very large, and she felt something strange approaching. Then we see a girl named Dana, doing exercise in her living room. She sees a bird and takes a picture of her. Meanwhile, her husband Charles wakes up and Dana tells him that she doesn't know how her friends are going to spend 6 months with him. We learn that her husband wants to go on a trip with his friends and she allows him to spend 2 days in the forest before leaving. Dana then tells him that she's going to the bathroom to take a shower. While Charles plays loud music, Dana vomits a lot in the bathroom. Moments later, Dana calls to prepare their trip to the forest, and her husband gives her a gift, a compass, for their wedding anniversary. He asks his wife not to go on this trip, but she says she loves adventure. Before leaving, Charles takes a gun without his wife knowing. On the way, Charles tells his wife that she should make more friends, so that she wouldn't have to spend time alone while traveling to different places. Scrolling through the pictures on her camera, Dana sees pictures of a group of children, which prompt her to tell her husband that she wanted to be a mother. But he tells that since the beginning of their marriage they agreed not to have children and to spend their marriage period traveling and having adventures. She sits quiet and sad, so Charles says that they shouldn't talk about it now, and they should have fun while they travel. Then they take a boat to take them to the forest, and Dana struggles to move and grew tired. Charles jokes with her that she is getting old. When they reach the right place, they set up the tent and Charles goes to sleep, but Dana hears strange noises. So she uses her camera to take a picture and sees something strange in the picture by the tree. She then tells her husband about it, but he doesn't care and he tells her to go to sleep. She begins to fall asleep, but suddenly wakes up after hearing gunshots, but it was from a distance. In the morning, they moves to another place, and Charles sets up tent again and makes a fire near it. She tells her husband that the area is quiet and she may come in the future after he leaves with his friends. So, he tells her that she should make friends. She answers him telling him to try to change his mind, but he gets angry and leaves her and goes to the tent. After that, she takes her camera and wanders through the forest until she finds an old tent with a bag and a book. Then we find out that the book is about children and she takes it and goes back to the tent. As they fall asleep, they hear gunfire again and realize there are 10 people near their tent. So Charles picks up his gun to kill them. Dana tries to stop him and then they hear several gunshots. Charles then takes a telescope to see what's happening and sees strange creatures attacking the men, and some of them try to escape by riding their bikes. After a few minutes, all are facing death and then Charles hears someone calling for help. He decides to come to help him, but Dana tries to stop him. So he gives her the gun and goes to rescue the wounded person. Dana tries to keep an eye at Charles, but sees a scary ghost near the tent, and then calls Charles to come back. Shortly after, Charles returns with the wounded person. But wounded man start moving a lot because of pain, so Carlos hit him so hard that he lost consciousness and was able to heal his wounds. Charles thinks it was Black Bear that did this to those men, and Dana is very scared and wants to get on one of those man bikes to get away. Suddenly they hear strange sounds from the mouth of these creatures that are in the area, and that person who was in great pain and screaming wakes up. Dana tries to stop him from screaming. Then the couple ask the man his name and he says, "My name is Sean," and they try to get information about the creatures that attacked them. Then the man says they should flee this place immediately. Charles tells the man that they came to this place to hunt and will leave early in the morning. So Sean tells them to shoot him before they're going to do that. Meanwhile, they hear a strange noise and then the creature approaches them. Charles tries to shoot him, but the creature runs away after making big scratch on their tent. Sean then tells him it's better to save ammo so he can protect himself before morning if another creature attacks him. Dana asks if it's safer in the morning, but he says no, because the creature could attack any moment. Charles had a gun on standby so he could protect everyone in the tent when the creatures approaches. Sean tells them that these creatures will kill them all, and when he asks them to smoke a cigar, they refuses because they don't smoke. Sean tries to find out why Charles and Dana came here. They said they had met in the past for their wedding anniversary in the area. Charles is tired and gives the gun to Dana. As Charles fell asleep, Sean tries to flirt with Dana and thanks her for saving his life. But she tells him to thank Charles for insisting on saving his life. Sean tells her that she reminds him of his wife who left him and took their daughter. When Dana asks if he's met his daughter, he says yes, she's 9 years old now. In the morning, they hear another distress call from a man and Charles tries to help him, but Dana thinks it's a trap from the creatures. In the end, it turns out to be a trap, and the creature throws the man over the tent, and here Dana asks Sean a question to tell her what he knows about these creatures. The area is said to have suffered years of drought, and soldiers captured everyone, including a pregnant woman, and tied her to a tree trunk. She was tied up with a bear in front of the cave, after which she gave birth to a child, and the people of the tribe noticed that the woman is missing. Anyone who goes looking for that woman in the woods never come back. It is said that this woman's spirit resides in the jungle and will take revenge on anyone who tries to enter the jungle. And then Sean sees children's book that Dana found in an old tent, but she tells John that the book is not hers and then sits down to look at the place with Charles. Just then, Sean takes Charles's pistol and shoots him in the leg, threatening to shoot his wife. Then Sean tells Dana to come with him because she's his ticket to get him out of this forest. John says the creatures didn't attack them because they know Dana is pregnant, but Charles tells him she isn't. At this point, Dana confesses to Charles and tells him that she was going to tell him, but he didn't want to talk about it. Dana agrees to go with Sean, but offers Charles to go along. Sean then threatens Dana to kill Charles, but Dana took a claw and hit Sean with it, and took his gun. At this time, Charles agrees with Dana to tie Sean to a tree so that he will be seduced by these spirits. Then Dana returns to treat Charles's wounds. Charles then asked her why she hadn't told him about her pregnancy, and she tells him as we were sitting in the car she tried to talk to him, but he refused. He asks her to try to escape from the jungle on a motorcycle. Shortly after, Dana discovers that Sean has managed to escape and free the chains, and hides under her friend's corpse after hearing the sounds of creature. Dana tries to get out of the tent and discovers a very strange creature, looks like wood. This creature tries to approach her, but Charles set fire to her to save her wife. Dana then runs off to get her motorcycle, but fails to start the engine. She finds one of the creature in front of her, who is wearing a ring on his finger. Just then, she hears Charles's voice telling her that these spirits have surrounded the tent and she must flee, but she returns to rescue him. Upon arrival, the creatures immediately move away and Dana feels tired, and notices that her stomach has grown. Dana thinks it was because the ghost touched her stomach. She has strange changes in her skin and face, and then Sean shows up so he can use her to get out of the forest. He orders them to move before it's too late, but Dana notices that the same ring that was on the fingers of the spirit's hand is the same ring Sean's wearing. Dana tells him, "You lied. She said he's here to find his wife, not his brother," and here he realizes that she might have seen his wife and tells her she was hearing strange noises when she came here, and that's what happening with Dana from the beginning. Sean asks her to leave Charles and come with him, otherwise he will kill him. Meanwhile, a group of creatures arrives at the tent and they drag Sean, and then Dana runs away with Charles to the motorcycle and feels very tired. She falls to the ground and many of the creatures appear and point at Sean and tell her that they want her to kill him. But he threatens to kill her child and asks screaming, "Where is the girl named Clara?" The little girl then appears and Sean tells her, "I'm your father." At this moment, Dana takes him away from her and Sean meets death. Meanwhile, Dana's features begin to change and she transforms into a tree form. One of the creature then points at Charles and then Dana kills her husband. Shortly after, she begins having a baby. These spirits then disappear into the woods, taking Dana's baby with them. In the next scene, we're introduced to another woman who is sure to be pregnant, and she has a camera with her. She finds Dana's camera and is hearing the same strange noises, which means she will suffer the same fate. Then the movie ends. So, that's the end of our movie. If you've come this far, make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe my channel. See you later.